to another episode of the CHSG History Podcast.
We're your hosts today.
Today we have some interesting segments on Catherine Howard, Odysseus, and our second and final section on Thomas Edison.
But today, our first segment is Titanic Part 3.
Enjoy!
Hi everyone, welcome back to our podcast. We hope you are prepared for this new episode on the survivors of the Titanic.
And the stories that they tell us from their experiences on board the Titanic. As you may know from our previous episodes on the Titanic, a lot of people died in the tragic shipwreck.
However, quite a few people managed to survive as well. This included people within the ages of ranging from 2 months old to 64 years old.
Did you know that approximately 705 people are believed to have survived the Titanic?
No, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't expect that many people to survive such a horrific event.
I know, right? That's roughly 32% of the passengers on board the ship that managed to survive.
And now moving on to our youngest survivor of the Titanic, who escaped the treacherous incident at just 2 months old.
Melvina Dean boarded the ship with her mother, Georgette Eva Light, her father, Bertram Frank Dean, and her brother, Bertram Vere Dean. Unfortunately, Melvina's father did not survive the sinking ship tragedy.
But Melvina's mother and brother managed to survive along with Melvina.
Do you know what Melvina did after the Titanic and how she's doing now?
Sadly, Melvina died on the 31st of March 2009 at the age of 97. However, while she was alive, Melvina used the opportunity to share her experiences and the life of the stories with many different schools.
As well as this, Melvina attended many Titanic expeditions, conventions and events too. She's like an icon.
I know, right? It would be inspiring to meet someone who survived the Titanic.
One person that showed bravery on the Titanic was Molly Brown.
She boarded the ship when she was 44 years old, but before the Titanic, Molly worked in soup kitchens and helped support minor families.
She was a prominent activist for women's suffrage and workers' rights.
Wow, she was helpful to her community.
As well as this, she assisted the evacuation of many women and children and urged her lifeboat to return and help those still in the water. Due to her courage and to help others, she became known as the unsinkable Molly Brown.
Did she board the ship with any family members?
Indeed she did. She was accompanied by her husband, James Joseph Brown, but did not have any children.
Molly Brown was born on the 18th of July, 1867, and she died on the 26th of October, 1932, living up to the age of 65.
Last but not least, Ruth Becker, another survivor of the Titanic.
She was only 12 when she boarded the ship. Ruth was born on October 28th, 1899, in India.
She had 3 younger siblings called Marion Louise Becker, Richard F., and Luther Allen, who sadly died when he was only 2 years old.
Speaking of family members, Ruth Becker was married to Daniel Blanchard, who was born on the 14th of January, 1897.
Together they had 3 children, Roger Allen Blanchard, Richard Blanchard, and Jeremy Leham.
However, after several years of marriage, the couple divorced soon after.
What did Ruth Becker do after the Titanic?
Ruth pursued her career in education, becoming a high school teacher.
After she retired from being a teacher, she moved to Santa Barbara, California. She began to speak more openly about her Titanic experience.
I think that is the end of this podcast.
This was the last episode of the little series.
Bye.
Well, that was interesting.
I know, but this segment will be even better. It is on
Catherine Howard, the 4th wife of Henry VIII. Enjoy! Hello and welcome back to another episode of 5 Things You Didn't Know About Henry VIII's 6 Wives. Today we're diving into the fascinating life of Henry's 5th wife, Catherine Howard. Despite her brief life, she earned a prominent reputation that still captures our attention today.
Firstly, the start of Catherine's unfortunate downfall was the revelations of her past relationships before Henry.
Why? What was so wrong with them?
Well, at the time, you couldn't have relationships before marriage, and this is what Catherine was accused of.
Another reason why her relationships were so sad was that there was a large age gap in all her relationships, even if you look at her marriage to Henry.
Why? How old were they?
Henry was 49 when he married Catherine, whereas she was only 17.
Wow, that is a large age gap.
Yes, but did you know that Catherine was betrayed by her childhood friend, which ultimately led to her death?
Yes, Mary Lascelles, her old friend, informed her brother, John Lascelles, of Catherine's improper behaviour regarding her previous relationships with Henry Manox, Francis Derham and Thomas Culpeper.
Mary's brother then took this information and told Thomas Cranmer of Catherine's past, as he was Archbishop of Canterbury and a close colleague of Henry's. Cranmer launched an investigation following the claims, interviewing Mary himself.
Why did he do that?
Well, Cranmer was never a massive fan of Catherine's, as she was the granddaughter of one of his strongest rivals, Thomas Howard, so Cranmer would want to decrease the support and credibility of Howard in order to improve his own standing.
Right, and is it true that at first Henry did not believe the allegations?
Yes, when Cranmer presented Henry with a written statement of the allegations of Catherine's behaviour, it was met with disbelief. Henry did not want to continue with an investigation as he did not want to believe that there were enough foundations in the malicious accusations. However, the investigation went ahead due to the persistence of Cranmer.
The investigation resulted in the execution of Catherine in 1542, as the accusations were proved to be true.
So what happened to her after she died?
Well, after her execution, she was buried at the Chapel of St. Peter and Funicular within the Tower of London.
Yes, but the strange part is that during later excavations of the site, her remains were never found. Unlike Anne Boleyn or Lady Jane Grey, there is no trace of Catherine.
Really? So what happened then?
Well, one theory suggests that Catherine's bones had basically disintegrated. She was only about 17 or 18 when she died, so her bones weren't fully developed, what the experts call hard and consolidated.
And because of that, the lime used during the burial, commonly added to speed up decomposition, literally turned her bones to dust.
It's a chilling image, really. The idea that history itself can erase someone so completely, especially someone who once held the title of Queen.
And it raises questions too. Was it intentional or just a tragic accident of age, science and old burial practices?
Whatever the case is, it adds another layer to Catherine Howard's already heartbreaking story.
Did you know that Catherine's family tree is also rather fascinating?
Catherine Howard was actually the first cousin of Anne Boleyn.
Wait, as in Anne Boleyn?
Yep, that's right, Henry's second wife, the same Anne who was Queen of England before Catherine.
They were first cousins, but we're not sure if they actually ever met. You have to remember the royal families back then were pretty big and people didn't always stay in touch.
That's crazy. But wait, there's more. Catherine wasn't just related to Anne. She was also the first cousin once removed of Elizabeth I. That means Elizabeth was Catherine's cousin's daughter.
It's kind of wild to think that one family could have so many famous people in it. Anne Boleyn, Elizabeth I and then Catherine, each of them had a huge impact on English history.
Also, you know the famous pictures of Henry VIII and Queen Elizabeth I, but here's the weird thing, we don't have any portraits of Catherine Howard.
Wait, what? No pictures of a queen?
Even though Catherine was married to Henry VIII and was Queen of England, we don't know exactly what she looked like. There are no paintings or drawings that we can say for sure is her.
That's so strange. How can we be sure about anything she looked like then?
It's a great question. The truth is we only have written descriptions of Catherine, and some of them are kind of vague. They say she was young and pretty, but no one left a picture.
I guess it's like a mystery we'll never solve.
Yeah, it's like Catherine Howard's face is lost to history. Even though we know so much about her life, we don't have that one image to really picture her.
That makes her story even more mysterious. It's like she's a queen we know about, but we can't see her.
This brings us to the end of our time with Catherine Howard. We hope you have found this interesting and have learnt something new.
Join us next time for our last instalment of 5 Things You Didn't Know About Catherine Parr.
I found that so interesting. I wonder what our next segment is.
Well, it is on Dun Dun Dun.
Thomas Edison, the scandal.
Disclaimer before this segment.
Nothing in this segment is intended to accuse anybody of manslaughter.
This is simply observational and this is an unbiased review. Everything said in this segment is alleged and from reliable sources.
Please enjoy the following segment. Hello and welcome to another episode of CHSG History Podcast. I'm your host for today's segment. I'm Sienna.
And I'm Kalechi. In this episode we will be discussing dun dun dun
Thomas Edison scandals.
Let's get started.
My first question to you, Kalechi, is where do we start?
Well, the best place to start would be the competition between Thomas Edison and Louis Le Prince.
What was the competition?
Long story short, on 10th of January 1888, Louis Le Prince, also known as the father of cinematography, was granted an American patent on a 16-lens device that he claimed could serve as both a motion picture camera, which he termed the receiver or photo camera, and a projector, which he called the deliverer or stereopticon.
So, what did this have to do with Thomas Edison?
It wasn't like he killed him directly and stole his invention out of his very hands. It was more underground and suspicious. In 1890, Louis Le Prince disappeared, and in 1891, Thomas Edison presented his invention, the moving picture.
I've heard that Louis never managed to get a copyright claim. Does that mean anything?
It does, actually. Le Prince never actually managed to get a copyright claim before he mysteriously disappeared in 1890. This left his patent unenforced and ready to be taken by other inventors.
That's shocking. What else did he do? How did society forget Louis Le Prince's work so quickly?
It was gradual. Le Prince was presumed dead, and with no copyright claim, it was easy for other famous inventors to overshadow his creation.
If Thomas was able to do these things, must it mean he did other bad things too?
Yes. It's no secret that he didn't create the light bulb but still chose to bask in the glory, but it's not as well known that he allegedly paid his employees around $200, which was around $7,000 at the time, to receive shocks of up to 100 volts and treated them very poorly. He also could have stolen other copyrighted works as well.
Wow, that's surprising. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for today.
Thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe. This is our last segment for today.
It is one of the best segments. It is on
Odysseus.
We hope you enjoy.
Tell me, O Muse, of the man of many devices, who wandered full many ways after he had sacked the sacred citadel of Troy. Many were the men whose cities he saw, and whose mind he learned. Aye, and many the woes he suffered in his heart upon the sea, seeking to win his own life and the return of his comrades.
Hello, Pods, and welcome back to our Slow in the podcast. Just pretend like nothing of that happened.
I'm sure you guys are glad for us to be back. After all, we are the best group, and I can't speak.
Don't get too big for your shoes yet, Ace. Also, what was that entire paragraph about?
Didn't I just say that?
Well, I just found it somewhere. Besides, I thought it was fitting since we're talking about
The one and only ancient story of the famous Greek hero many people know of and consume the contents up to this day.
Yes, Epic the Musical fans. We see you.
Okay. Anyways, today we are discussing Odysseus's Odyssey. And for the audience, I must tell you, the story, well, it's gonna be dangerous, my friend.
We are not singing.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Why can't we?
Because this isn't a musical, now is it?
Well, sorry. You don't need to get into hysterics about it.
Yes, the podcast. Now, if you'll excuse me, I will sum up Chapter 1 of the Odyssey. In Chapter 1 of the Odyssey, it starts with a meeting where Zeus and Athena, or Athene, where they agree to allow Odysseus, who is stuck on Calypso's island, to leave. Calypso...
Whoa. You skipped like half of the Odyssey. From the start, please.
I was hoping I could outsmart you today. You see, the Odyssey starts in media res, unlike Epic, which starts from the very beginning.
Ah, okay.
Let this be a lesson, Ace. Don't interrupt me.
Okay, just shush.
Anyways, where was I? Odie was stuck on Calypso's island, blah, blah, blah. Ah, yes. Calypso had imprisoned him in hopes that he would become her husband, even though he was already married to Penelope. Zeus and Athena agreed to send Hermes down to tell Calypso to set Odysseus free. And then Athena goes to convince Telemachus, Odysseus' son, to look for his father. She manages to convince him, and Telemachus takes the suitors on some sort of court, the suitors being there to court the wife of the presumably dead king Odysseus, Penelope. In chapter 2 of the Odyssey, Telemachus goes to court. Telemachus takes his place in his father's armchair and begins. Telemachus tells the crowd that the suitors have just mindlessly stormed into his father's castle and posed a direct threat for his safety. Antonius fires back with the fact that Penelope was supposed to choose a suitor as king to rule beside her. They fight back and forth, and eventually 2 eagles fly down and fight each other. They take this as a sign and decide to allow Telemachus to search for his father. After this decision, Mentor, or Athena in disguise, tells Telemachus to get to work, and they set sail soon after.
Wait, so just to be sure, the things about, like, the Cyclops did happen, right?
Shush, Ace. No spoilers.
Sorry.
All will be revealed in good time, Ace.
So, who was Antonius?
Antonius was one of the main suitors. He features as a bigger role in Epic, though he's not the only main suitor.
What?
Yes, Ace. Antonius had a buddy, more like a rival, to be honest. His name was Eurymachus. He does feature in Epic. His lines, for those who are wondering, is the part in Odysseus where he refers to Odie as the old king.
Oh, that guy!
Hold up. Can I go back? Who's Calypso?
How dare you not know of Calypso?
She was a nymph goddess, daughter of the Titan Atlas.
Rude. So, how did his comrades die again? I know that most were wiped out by
Shh.
Right, yes. Spoiler, y'all heard nothing.
Well, people, that's all we're going to have to do for this slot.
That's it? I thought it was going to be much longer than that.
Ace, there's obviously going to be more. I just summarised the first 2 chapters out of 24.
Okay, fine. Jeez.
Wait, there's more? Yippee!
Of course there's more. We're planning to have around 12 episodes on Odysseus' Odyssey.
Also, Ellie, you know how you said earlier that I couldn't sing?
Yes.
Well, do I have to follow that rule?
Yes, of course you do. I said so.
Okay. Can I quote songs instead?
Okay, sure, fine. Just stop talking.
Rude.
Anyways, I hope you'll join us next time, pods. We'll discuss chapters 3 to 4 of Odyssey's Odyssey. And yes, those 2 will most likely still be bickering.
What on earth are you talking about? We don't bicker.
Yeah, right.
Ace, stop being delusional. Yes, we do.
No, we don't. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, we do. I don't know what you're talking
I'm telling you.
Ugh, like I said, they'll still be bickering.
What are you talking about?
Hope to see you next time. Bye!
That was sadly our last segment for today. But
Tune in next time for many more interesting facts.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.